Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. Listen, it's been a hot minute. I am not even going to lie. And I had not been watching the Love and Marriage Huntsville this past season. I've been seeing some clips on Instagram here and there, haven't been watching all of them. And I know I have not talked about Melody departing and her discussing her departure from the show. I'll get into that a little later. I really had been just taking some time for myself and I honestly have been pretty much exhausted. It's just been so much stuff happening and it's hard to keep up with everything, especially when this is not something that I do full time. So much respect to the content creators that like this is what they do. This is all that they do for the most part. And as soon as things happen, they are on it because I don't know how you do it unless this is something that you do full time or you have a team. So just wanted to say that real quick. But anyway, I digress. I actually did watch this second part of the reunion. And since Melody is not coming back to the show, I've made the decision and it has nothing to do with Carlos King because I still don't like him, but this is just for my own decision and honestly my own benefit for some things that I am trying to accomplish and I'll talk about that later. I'm going to go back and watch the show. I had already started watching the past season's episodes, and then I just had a lot of stuff happen in the last couple of months of last year of 2024 that really took me away from it personally. So I have not stopped doing that. So I am going to go back to doing that. But I did watch this reunion and I decided to watch the second part of the reunion after I heard that Melody decided that she's not coming back. And I said, you know what? I need to see what's really going on. Like for myself, I have listened to other content creators and them sharing some things, and that's fine. But I digress. I watched the second part of the reunion, and Destiny clearly, you know how she talks about she has big D energy and it's very big. She clearly has a big heart on for Melody. And I'm not even somebody that is a mellometer. I've said that over and over again, and I kind of get tired of saying it because it's not even necessary. People are going to feel how they want to feel, and you don't have to like Melody or be a mellometer to call out things that are wrong or to say things that are right. You don't have to be a mellometer to say some things that are really crappy about the other cast members. And I also don't believe that if you are someone who claims to be a supporter of Melody or you are a mellometer, that you can't critique her or criticize her and call out things that you see are not right or whatever that she may have said or done on the show. I don't think she's above reproach. I don't. Nobody is. So, but hey, listen, I'm not even going to get into all of that. This is about destiny because, and I'm not even going to play the clip, but when I heard this chick say that Melody, mainly Melody, because this is the reason why I want to talk about this, that Melody was grooming her for a throuple situation to get down with her and Martell on more than a few occasions. I said, see, this is why nobody likes her because it's just not believable. It's not. And a lot of the things that she was saying about Melody, this is why I say that I feel like she has a big heart on for Melody because if Melody has said a few seasons back that, listen, girl, I know that I got upset with you. I didn't like the fact that I heard you talking about me in the next room with Tisha. And at the time, me and Tisha were not cool. So I really felt betrayed. So I don't trust you anymore. But you know what? I had a change of heart. And I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. Let's just try to mend fences and make things right and be friends again. Destiny would jump at the opportunity. You cannot tell me that she wouldn't. So to me, it just seems like a lot of this is coming from a place of hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And she is saying things that she knows is going to it could possibly hurt Melody's image and make people look at her a different way because she doesn't like the fact that Melody has a fan base. She doesn't like the fact that she has millimeters. She doesn't like the fact that a lot of those millimeters don't like her. She doesn't like a lot of what she sees about Melody's success that she has obtained outside of the show, but still, while yeah, being connected to Love and Marriage Huntsville because that is the platform that launched her. We just have to give it credit. And yeah, it was her idea. Definitely, the show idea was something that she brought to Carlos King. But let's be clear, and I'm not even giving credit to Carlos, but Carlos turned it into something completely different than what she wanted it to be. And I had done content about that before where I said, listen, this is not the show that Melody brought to Carlos, but actually there is something, and even the Bible talks about it, where God will use the enemy to make things work out for your good. So sometimes it has to be that way where it's like even Satan himself, and I'm not calling Carlos Satan, but I'm saying even Satan himself will devise schemes and plans because that's all he does. But even in those schemes and plans that he devises, and you may go through things and it doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good, he'll turn it around and make it work out for your good. So in that, what I mean by that is, yeah, I felt like that if the show that she brought to Carlos as is were to be launched, which was going to be like an HGTV type of show, it's possible that Melody might still be with Martell because in those types of shows, they rarely show anything about the people's personal lives. I'm not saying that it can't happen because those I never really watched the show like that, but that couple, Christina and whatever his name was, they had the show and it didn't really show a whole lot about their relationship, but I think it showed little bits and pieces. But those two people, they got divorced. And I think that chick, she's been in multiple marriages since then. But I digress. I'm not saying that it would not have happened, but it's possible that she may have wound up staying in a relationship longer had it not been for him flipping the show to be Love and Marriage Huntsville, where it's more about the relationships versus the businesses. Because I hear people talking about, oh, the show was supposed to be about Black excellence and this and that and the other. But it's possible that if it didn't turn out to be the mess that it wound up being in the very beginning, it may not have been the catalyst to push Melody to get out of the relationship sooner. Because honestly, she was in a toxic marriage with this person for a long time. So I'm just going to end it at that, where I talked because I've talked about that before. I have other content on my real and reality playlist if you want to go and check that out if you have not already. But listen, I'm not going to play the clip where Destiny talked about that, but I'm going to play just a little bit of her talking about her return to the show. Okay, but what has she given now? And I get it. I have not watched this season. I've seen bits and pieces and clips and whatnot, but I still don't know a whole lot about her. All I heard about was Sunny and Moses. So that was her storyline. Nothing about her previous marriage. It's almost as if it didn't even exist if we want to go there for the basis of her being on the show. So her talking about she felt like her story was unfinished. Well, girl, it's still unfinished because we still don't know. And yeah, I get it. She might be under a gag order of some type when it comes to her ex-husband. But listen, I could have done without it. And I didn't even watch the show. So Sunny, whether her getting into the relationship with her boyfriend versus talking about her ex-husband, and all that about her family. What it was just like, child, please. And yeah, Carlos is messy. Now there was a point when she talked about how Melody and Sonny schemed for Sonny to come on the show knowing that she married Destiny's ex-boyfriend. But here's the thing, it was so ridiculous. Even Melody like laughed out loud at that. And it was just like, are you kidding me right now? This man would marry someone who was affiliated with the show just to come on the show to talk to her, and he would risk getting arrested, which he did because he violated his parole for traveling. And he could have done that when Destiny was on the show and he was dating her if he really wanted to be on the show that bad. So I don't know. It's just like she's weird. But here's the thing. Her accusing Martell and Melody, and like I said, mainly Melody, of trying to groom her for a threesome is wild. I personally don't believe it. And while it is true that adults can be groomed, yeah, adults can be groomed. But let's be clear. I don't believe it, and here's why. It's not, I'm saying I don't believe it because she's talking about Melody. I don't believe it because if that were the case, why would you still be friends with Martell? And that actually gives more credence to a lot of people's thinking that she may have done something with Martell physically. I don't know if it's true about Destiny possibly being Martell. I think they deny it, but it's weird. I don't I don't see that being the case. And then she's trying to put the onus on Melody being the one to try to recruit her for the situation, but yet you're still going to be friends with Martell. Girl, bye. I don't believe it. And this also was to try to tarnish Melody's reputation because when she was talking about how Melody was sucking on a hook and a crook in the back of a limousine in front of the other couples on her 10-year wedding anniversary, I was like, "What?" Now, I didn't hear anybody, not Melody or not even the other couples, go into that to confirm that. But the fact that she even brought that up, think about that. Think about it. Not, I haven't even heard Hotel. Now, we've heard him make some wild accusations about her, right? But I haven't even heard him come out to make that claim about Melody. His facial expression looked like, whoa, when Destiny said that. So I was like, this definitely is an attempt to try to tarnish Melody's reputation because she definitely wants people to look at her in a different light. She doesn't like the light that's been shining on her with the success that she's been achieving with her stuff, that she does outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So it's like, okay, Queen of Reality Television 2024, let me throw some salt on your game. And I feel like that's what it was about. I'm not even going to say too much more about this because I really felt like it was disgusting and I know what it was about. I'm not here to say that Martell put her up to saying that. I believe she felt like that on her own and that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to throw some salt on Melody's game and she wants to make this chick look different in the eyes of people who are really like going up for her, as if that's going to stop the people who really go up from her from going up for her. That's just going to make people look at Destiny in a worse way than they already did. But to claim that they were trying to groom her for a threesome relationship or threesome situation, or relationship, a threesome situation, and she felt so uncomfortable, but yet she's still friends with Martell. Girl, bye. I don't believe it. I believe you're lying. And I believe this is one of the reasons that makes people not go up for her and not like her. It's just weird. And why are you on this television show? I talked about this before. Television is not for everybody. We know this. But I feel like some people, even entrepreneurship is just not for you. The fact that she has gone through so much And now she's in a storage unit to sell fragrances and candles. Is weird, is wild. Girl, there is honor in working jobs. Go and get a job. You can get a job and do extremely well, and you don't have to have all of the pressure of being an entrepreneur on you because it's not easy. And I really wish more people understood that. I'm not going to make this about that, but I'm just saying I it doesn't make sense to me because it takes money to be an entrepreneur, and I don't even think she got it like that. But I digress. This ain't the way to go about being successful. I thought maybe you would have learned that from Martell because Martell, even when he tried for a moment in time to try to redeem his reputation and try to make Melody out to be what he missed out on and all of these other things when he was doing this this promo tour because he had these products he wanted to sell and people weren't buying it and they weren't buying his products, and then he decided, you know what, F it all. I'm just going to still trash Melody because obviously it didn't work for me. Nobody's buying my wine, nobody's buying my books, nobody's buying my bullshit, so let me just go ahead and trash Melody like I've been doing before. And so I thought maybe she might have learned that from him, that it really doesn't work well for you, especially because of the people that you want to sell products to. A lot of them are going to identify more with Melody than you, and they're not going to like you because of how you're treating her, how you're speaking about her, and they're not going to buy your stuff. So go and get a job and stop trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm not here to discourage anybody, but I am here to be honest with people. And I just don't feel that it's for her, especially with her foul, nasty attitude. But that's just me. And for somebody who does these mental Mondays where it's about mental health and all this other stuff, clearly she's not healed. And I don't think it's working. I don't know if she needs to get another therapist or what she needs to do, but something just ain't adding up. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.